The Slasher Classics collection returns after the final 50th film, where we thought it was kind of dead. It's back with a whole bunch of new movies. Number 51 in the Slasher Classics collection is Skinned Alive, a movie that I had never seen before, was curious about. It's from 1990, and putting it on, I was reminded of how I've seen a lot of shot-in-video movies, a lot of low-budget films, a lot of low-budget horrors, and how most of the time you just kind of go with the flow. You take it as it comes and just look for the positives. But then sometimes there's just a movie that just hits you the wrong way. Could be the wrong mood, could be the film just does nothing for you. But sometimes you just sit down and watch a movie and go, this one's not for me. And that, for me, was Skinned Alive. My return to the Slasher Classics collection was a disappointment. It's all about a family whose van breaks down in a quiet Ohio town. It's led by their psycho matriarch, Crawl Daddy, her deranged son Vink, and unhinged daughter Violet. They take refuge with a kind of ex-happy, but the hospitality doesn't last too long before there is brutal murders everywhere, and only a shell-shocked Vietnam vet can help stop these killers and the complete and utter carnage and mayhem they are unleashing.
We gonna skin that son of a bitch alive.
It plays like almost Texas Chainsaw Massacre if it was shot on pocket change, stuffed with grotesque humour, cranked with splatter and gore, but just not quite anything to tie it together. It's a mix of grimy exploitation nastiness and absurd overacting. The gore effects are as cartoonish as you would expect as well. It has this air of, let's jump on the bandwagon of what's working, but let's just not put 100% into it. Let's not even put 50% into it. Let's just run through the motions and hopefully we can do something really quick, really cheap, that'll catch on and gather some money.
Ready, Doctor?
Ready.
I just could not connect with. It does feature Scott Spiegel in this one as well, in a small role. It feels like a regional horror film, like made far from Hollywood, with friends, fake blood, and sheer enthusiasm. Maybe not a lot of enthusiasm, but a good deal of nerve. The twisted family dynamic was overwrought. It really flung it in your face. There was no subtlety here whatsoever. There was no way of making kind of nice dynamics about it. It just was exactly what they say as they paint out. These are horrible characters doing horrible things with absolute zero ramifications, and you just kind of need to go with it.
So you're gonna shoot me, are you? Well, G.I. Joe, I don't think you got it in you.
There's this kind of imbalance between shock value and comedy, and to be honest, the comedy doesn't really land and the shock value doesn't really shock. So it's got two vying traits, none of which particularly worked for me. It's got these over-the-top gore gags and bloody set pieces that can sometimes be fun. You know, they don't look realistic, but they do look entertaining. They do look over the top a little bit. And they kind of lean into these a fair bit. Crawl Daddy was one of the most annoying characters I think I've discovered on film in the longest while. Kind of like a cartoonish villain or a pantomime villain, you know, over the top, silly. It has this kind of homemade feel that you just think that whoever turned up that day was getting flung into this movie, regardless whether they could even attempt to act or want to act. They were going in the film. Disappointed. I was so disappointed with Skinned Alive. I wanted it to be more than what it was, and ultimately it just didn't click with me at all. There is, however, some rammed extras on this disc, so let's dive in and have a look. Here we are in the Skinned Alive disc. Let's go to the bonus features. First up, we've got a commentary with the writer-director. Then we have a second commentary with the producer and the makeup effects artist. Carving Up 30 Years of Skinned Alive is 16 minutes 11 seconds. It's a terrific retrospective making of, talking to everybody that was there making the film. It's a wonderful piece and probably my favourite on this packed disc. Next we have Call Me Daddy, Remembering Mary Jackson, which is 10 minutes 20 seconds, talking about the character, the person that played Crawl Daddy, and her kind of legacy, talking to her son and daughter and just remembering her. Prissy Boy Think, the Scott Spiegel interview, which is 8 minutes 2 seconds, and he is as hyper as you would expect, just talking about the film and his fun remembrances of making this. We have a 2020 location tour that runs for 5 minutes 7 seconds. The Restoration Grindhouse is 9 minutes 11 seconds, and this is wonderful, just showing you where the footage was to where it ends up and how much work was put into this restoration. There's an artwork and promotional gallery, behind the scenes gallery, production stills gallery, a trailer. Then we have the 1990 VHS version, which is a great addition, especially if you're feeling nostalgic for those days. Then we have a VHS version commentary by the No Budget Nightmares podcast. There is Roommates episode 1 and 2, which run for roughly 25 minutes, which was a cable comedy show. Then we have a music video, Cut to the Bone, dissecting the making of Skinned Alive, which is 34 minutes 54 seconds. It's another retrospective making of, but it was done a number of years ago. Then we have a behind the scenes feature that runs for 7 minutes 13 seconds. Camera and wardrobe tests, which run for 11 minutes 3 seconds. And about the 2002 remaster that runs for 2 minutes 33 seconds, just explaining some of the issues they had while making this one. Also included in this disc is a 12-page booklet with an essay by Callum Waddle. And that's the extras for Skinned Alive. There we have Skinned Alive, number 51 in the Slasher Classics collection, and it's not off to a good start. Again, here's hoping some of the other movies that have come out or announced are even better. Fingers crossed. I'd love to know your thoughts on Skinned Alive. Do you love it? If you do, let me know in the comment box why. If you hate it, I want to know that as well. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff in the description box, or links to Patreon, membership program, and manbyfilm.com. Always, how much you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.